They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry! With 0.6 of a second remaining.
He's a savage.
Yep, definitely a savage. Chauncey Billups. Yo, what's up, everybody? This is the Outlet Pass Podcast, episode 17, second edition of the Playoff Pods. I am your resident JT McConnell, the homie's homie, and now a Jimmy Butler third stringer as well. More importantly, my real name, Justin DiVirgilio, joining me for the second edition, like I said, Dante Pierantozzi up in Boston. Dot, how you feeling today?
I am feeling good. It is nice out. We are getting it.
You didn't know I recorded when you were in the middle of your celebrating Chauncey's successes.
Yeah, I'm hyped. He's got his foot in the door now with the Wolves. I think the interview is going to go well. We'll see. All up to Chauncey. He's smart as shit, but let's get it.
Oh, well, I have a little question. So if Chauncey does get the job, does he get the Wolves to the playoffs?
I mean, I don't know about immediately because that's very difficult, but I would say 2 years. 2 years. Yep. I'll stick with that.
All right.
I mean, other teams are budding as well. I mean, in 2 years, you got Dallas also coming up. You'll have Sacramento competing, obviously LeBron. So, other teams that are not in the playoffs, but will be interesting in the West.
All right. I got you. Now, let's just. It's actually nice to record the podcast during the day. We haven't done this in a while. Just some behind the scenes.
We have not. Usually it's like 11:30 on a Thursday night.
Yep, because we release consistently. And you want to let's just get into what needs to be talked about, and it is the Sixers' current playoff status. Leading 2-1 against the Brooklyn Nets after that big game last night. We're going to go in reverse order. So talk about Game 3 the most. What are your initial reactions with Game 3?
They better stop talking about Ben, because that's all. Because if he's just on this, he's on this tip right now that they can't talk shit on my boy. All right, you see what he's been doing these past 2 games? He wants none of it. All right, career high last night. He's out here dangling from the rim. Woo-wee, what he missed? 1 shot all night?
2, but still good enough.
Good, very good. Free throws, he was okay with. I wasn't complaining. He made his at the end of the game when he had to, basically. But serve, stop hating. All right. That's all I had to say. Thank you.
I got more.
Ben Simmons for president.
I got more. All right, then more Ben Simmons talk. You notice how much he was looking at Jared Dudley and just. You notice that?
Yeah, well, what is that dude trying to talk? That dude has never been an all-star in his entire career. Ben Simmons probably already made more money than him. And he's out here calling players average and transit in half court play. He's average. What is that, bro? You airballed the ball last night. You airballed.
Now, as devil's advocate, I'm going to play. I'm with you because Ben Simmons is a better player than Jared Dudley ever was already. But that's why he's on the Brooklyn Nets. That's why he's in the NBA, actually. To hit threes, play defense, do a bunch of stuff people don't want to do, and talk mad shit.
And he was talking it, or he was trying to, till Ben gave him that stare last night.
It backfired.
Oh.
It definitely backfired because this series is a little personal.
Oh,
I like that it's personal. With Game 2, we can bring it back. Embiid elbowing Jared Allen, and Ben Simmons laughing in the press conference afterwards. And then Karis LeVert responded, so we don't like that, but it's the playoffs, so no love lost. And then there was a missing Ben Simmons sign outside the Barclays Center before Game 3 last night.
They had the nerve. SMH to them, bro. Ben really has been picking it up these past 2 games. When he wants to get to the rim, he can. So he's got to stay confident on that. And I need to bring this up because I think it's important. When Ben Simmons isn't playing, people might not like this, but I'm happy T.J. McConnell's not playing. I'm very okay with Jimmy Butler bringing the ball up, playing next to Tobias Harris when they pair up and they have Boban on the floor usually. That's been working in the minutes where Ben isn't in, and going to TJ I think wouldn't be smart. And at least this series, maybe next series he can work maybe in the Toronto, but I think this makes sense. And for that, it's a good look for Brett Brown. He's been making some actually pretty good decisions. And a lot of their success in game 2 was because of him. You know, did you hear that with the cursing and everything at halftime? And then they erupted. Bang.
Yeah, I did hear that. Jimmy Butler likes that energy. I agree with you that T.J. McConnell should be sitting out this series because the Sixers have a problem with guards already, and although T.J. can annoy some guards, they have too many guys that can get by T.J. if he plays them up the court. So
right.
That's where the problem lie. Yeah, that's correct grammar.
No, I totally agree with you on that. I guess it's why. Do you like the idea of Jimmy bringing the ball up and doing his thing when Ben isn't in? That's totally okay with you, right?
I love point guard Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, love that. And also, when he's not aggressive enough on offense trying to score, he'll give you 5 assists a night. So
yeah, because he's engaged.
Yes.
So
Tobias Harris, though, we haven't spoke about him at all.
I was just going to get to that.
Yeah, let's get to it.
Good.
What do you drop? You went 6 for 6 from 3?
29 points.
Oh my gosh. That boy was hitting them. Oh my gosh. And I was actually saying before that game started, I was telling my buddy Travis, who we watched the game together last night, and I said to him, like, to be honest, like, Tobias Harris hasn't been doing that hot in the past few games. I really hope he turns it up a little more. You know, we saw flashes of it in game 2 and he did really well. He was really a big part of the third quarter, but I would really like to see it more on a consistent basis. And then that man was dropping the 3 and we were like, what? And then how about the run that, you know, Tobias Harris went on a run and then you had Karis LeVert. What did he make in the quarter? 14 points in that second quarter?
Yeah, he kept them in that game.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he did. That was a good game yesterday. That was when it was competitive, and you had Ben doing his thing. Then he went for takeoff. Whew.
See, the thing is, Tobias Harris finally stepped up as well as JJ Redick. We need both of those guys to be clicking as our shooters, and the Sixers need to find more ways to get Tobias Harris 3-pointers like he had last night.
Right.
How about the one where Ben got the ball up court on the right wing and dropped it behind his back and set a quick screen for Tobias for the catch and shoot?
Yeah, that was nice.
Tough to guard, and he knocked it right down. Those type of plays and those types of shots are the ones Sixers need. Yeah.
That type of play sometimes has bitten Ben and our own player in the ass when he draws both to the guy. You know, sometimes that happens, but last night that worked, and it looked like it was it looked well done. Tobias Harris is also good at running down the floor and doing just find me in the corner. I think it was in game 2, Ben leashed the ball to the right corner, and boom, we'll find the guy if he's open.
Right on the button.
Yeah, Tobias Harris does. Not that he loves the mid-range, obviously, because that's one of his strong suits, but if he can hit this 3, that's good for the Sixers, man. That's good for the Sixers.
He has to hit the 3. He has to hit the 3, and the Sixers got to find him in those places more often. Either it be Brett Brown scheming plays for that, or the guys moving throughout the flow of the game and moving the ball or communicating, setting it up so Tobias can get that type of shot. Yeah. It's that simple.
Is it hard to get people touches when Joel plays? Obviously, he's got to get his fair share, and it kind of takes away from everybody. Do you feel like it makes anybody less engaged, or do you think people are hitting on all cylinders when everyone's in?
I think the second quarter the game 2, third quarter is indicative of that being the case, then yeah, I think they're hitting on all cylinders because they scored 51 points. Joel was engaged. Like, everyone was engaged, even though Tobias Harris didn't have his best game. But now Embiid will come back the next game, hopefully, and then everybody just be feeling good. It's just, all right, insert Joel. So when he gets doubled, that you guys just got to move, and he's got to find you.
Yeah.
As simple as it can be put like that. But, yeah, they were moving well last night. Trying to think. Game 2 brought out some fire. Game 1 was that was a dud.
Game 1 was disgusting. I didn't like how that ended, or how it started. But that's how that goes. This is obviously a game of runs, but we saw in Game 2 and Game 3 who was the better team, and you realize the Nets couldn't keep up. So their style of play is a lot of 3-point shooting, and it's really tough to keep that up. If we get tighter on defense and people are focusing more on their job.
Yeah, you're right. 20.5% from deep last night, the Nets were.
Wow. And Game 1 and 2, they were definitely way better than the
40%
Sixers.
from Game 1 and 2.
Wow. That's drastic.
Let's see. This is a Liberty Ballers article, courtesy of the writer Kevin F. Love, not to be confused with Cleveland Cavalier Kevin Love. He looked at the stats, Nets catch and shoot numbers from Game 3, totaling 6 points on 21 total catch and shoots, with 20 of those being from three. So that comes out to 0.286 points per attempt. That sounds terrible. Yeah, so you segued into that. I decided to tell you that little stat. And
that is trash.
Terrible trash.
How many turnovers did they have last night?
The Brooklyn Nets they were leading in turnovers.
They were horrible yesterday, and we had a lot of points off them as well.
See, oddly enough, we both wound up with 16 total turnovers.
Hey, really?
The Sixers had 20 points off turnovers. The Nets had 21. But the turnovers allowed the Sixers to get out easily in the lead, and then they turned the ball over. That's how the Nets came back 2 different separate times, but the Sixers pulled away yet again. But the game was kind of over in like mid-third quarter. I felt comfortable.
Yeah, I did too. I was very happy. Oh, that was good. You think Ben keeps it up? That's really who it is, man. Let's be real. You expect Jimmy Butler to do what he can. Well, Ben, if this team's ever going to get to the next level, Ben Simmons has got to do it. We know Joel is already going to do it. Ben's really got to. I mean, there's nobody in the league that I love more than Ben Simmons, and everybody knows that. Who's ever listened to this podcast, they know that. And I will go by him as hard as I can and protect him.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it has to be the guys that really are going to allow the Sixers to be difference makers and finish this series and even throughout the playoffs. Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris. Those are the 2 guys, and they did that last night.
We need them.
Do you see this game? Do you see this ending in 5 or 6?
Game 5.
I'm with you.
You're with that.
We're feeling good. Saturday, 3:00 game. It's going to be Game 4. We'll see if Joel plays. I mean, I got to shout out Boban too.
Game 5. Boban, yeah, I was going to say that and I forgot. Bro, what's his last 2 games? What's his percentage? Oh my Lord.
Yes.
I mean, obviously he can't get back on defense, and they take advantage of that and they can run. But when he gets back, he clogs that area decent. So it's actually good in down minutes. Greg Monroe couldn't finish for the life of him, but he had to be out there instead of Boban to start the game. I feel, and that was smart. But Monroe cannot finish.
He did well of cleaning up the offensive glass, being active. It was always a tough rebound that the Nets had to finish. So I'll give Greg Monroe that. And Boban's been a scoring machine. I mean, it's just great.
And the shot right in front of the free throw line, or right behind the free throw line,
over Jared Dudley's little ass.
Yeah,
compared to Boban.
Well, I can't believe we're even talking about Jared Dudley. We're showing him too much love, bro.
Jared Dudley's put his name out there.
Oh, my God. He has.
It's funny because I'm pretty sure me and you have known Jared Dudley for years. It's just now people know him again.
Yeah, he's been around. It's probably his last year in the league, though.
He's a vet.
He's a vet. People need vets, you know? I mean, they have a good culture, apparently, in Brooklyn, so I'm not going to hate on them.
Okay.
But in my Sixers, that's what's about it.
So Game 5, who's going?
Game 5, Tommy might be going to the game. Tickets aren't that much. I told him, I was piping him up. Tell him, you got to go. You got to go to the game. Get Frankie to go with you. Get somebody to go with you. Tickets are like $70. You can't beat that.
Yeah. He's got to see J.J. Redick in all his glory.
Of course. That's his boy. J.J. was hitting the shots last night.
Yes, he was. Spotting up. Had the up fake going and moving to the left or right with one dribble. It was a smooth stroke.
I love that he's hitting the Jimmy Butler spots on the floor these days. You realize he was doing those shorter jumpers on the sides?
Yeah.
Oh, I've been loving that. He's butter on those these days.
All right. Sixers are butter, if you want to hear the synopsis, pretty much. We're not worried about it. People thought maybe the Warriors should have been worried after their Game 2 blowout. Game 2 debacle of losing that 31-point lead to the Clippers. And our boy, Philadelphia legend, and the most professional rookie in the NBA today, Landry Shamet, hit the go-ahead 3. Man, I was proud. I was happy.
I was hyped for that. You saw my picture.
Yeah.
A lot of buzz on that. People were really appreciating the Steve Ballmer faces.
Yeah, you got to... man, you should have tagged us.
I know. I should have tagged. Great.
Yeah, you got to...
But everybody that knows that I'm affiliated with the pod said to me, they were like, oh, that's good for the podcast. You're going to talk about Landry. You're going to talk about Ballmer. And they were like, yeah, let's get that. Let's get that in there. Show that Philly love still.
Yeah, for sure. First game was... Oh, go ahead.
It's a shame that Boogie went down. I had to start with that. That's a shame, man. I mean, as much as we all still do expect the Warriors to win the finals, but now, he's not contributing to the championship in my eyes. I feel that Carson Wentz in football contributed to the Super Bowl, but how much did Boogie really contribute to get this championship? He'll get one. And I don't want that to be his only chip, but it's kind of annoying, to be honest.
To answer your question of how much he contributed this season to a championship, it's definitely under 10%.
Okay.
With all respect, because...
I like Boogie, too. Don't get me wrong. But I think that, it's just going to be
I know, let me finish.
all you do you.
So, I say 10% with, not even trying to diss or slight DeMarcus Cousins at all. You got to say that, because whenever you say something negative, it sounds like a slight for whatever reason. But the Warriors were the same team without him, and they were expected to win anyway without him. And now you came back in January and played for 3 months and 1.5 playoff games. So that has nothing to do with the grind to get where they were at without you anyway, because they were that team. And then you played 1.5 playoff games. So you didn't really earn this championship in a sense because you didn't play that much. I don't want to say you don't deserve a championship ever. I'm saying this one, you didn't contribute a lot to this team.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Do you think that'll adjust his plans now since he got hurt this summer? Or you think he's just going to go for the money still? Or you think he's going to want to try to get a real ring and stay? That's a thought. That injury changes things.
I mean,
it does.
Now, it's a real ring when DeMarcus Cousins comes back, but it's not a real ring when Kevin Durant went. You got to think about this.
Kevin Durant's got a real ring.
Okay. 1, not 2.
He's got 2 real rings, bro.
All right. I don't know. Some people move the goalposts on if you could win like that or not, because, KD's a bitch because he went there, and DeMarcus Cousins more or less the same.
But he also came back. And when did Boogie come back? January or February this year? When did he come back?
January. Against the Clippers, actually.
Oh, wow.
Ain't that some shit?
Ain't that something? That team looked a lot different in January, though. Let me tell you that. Ha ha. But I want to say something about Kevin Durant in Game 2. Do you know how many shots he took?
No, you might know. I hope.
He took 8 total shots.
Pat Beverly was in his head.
Come on, bro. You are Kevin. Now he was very efficient on his shots. He had like 23 points because he also got to the foul line as well, apparently. But you're telling me when that type of league gets exhausted, you're not taking shots at all? You take 8 total shots as the best player in the world right now?
I'm with you.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, ready?
No disagreement necessary?
No. So now you said that, like, you got to take more than 8 shots. KD scored 38 last night. And he scored, I watched the highlights because we were recording something else during that game or whatever. It was late. So I watched the highlights, and he scored or assisted on the team's first 15 points. So he was out for blood early. And that's what they need. I mean, Kevin Durant is literally the Golden State Warriors equivalent of a closer. Because when he comes in, you expect that baseball game to be over.
Yeah, he is the closer, bro. He's really tough to defend, and he'll just get his 30 points really simple. Oh.
Does this go to a Game 6 this series, or is it over in 5?
It's probably over in 5.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you feel about that?
If I were a betting man, that's what I'd bet.
Yeah. I should have bet KD last night. There was no way he was going to take KD's 8 shots. Oh, what is that? I knew he was going to get buckets last night.
Well, he did say, you know who I am. I'm Kevin Durant before in an interview.
Well, yeah, because and Stephen A. Did you see all the stuff that Stephen A. had to come out and protect him, saying, I don't know why everybody's trying to forget who Kevin Durant is?
No? What'd Stephen A. do?
That disrespect. Well, no, people were giving KD that disrespect, and Stephen A. came to his defense.
Okay.
Which I'm cool with.
I thought it would have been him and Max. Because Max a big Kevin Durant guy as well.
Yeah.
But whatever. Now, actually, as I'm watching NBA TV while recording this podcast, the Paul George is on the screen talking, so we might as well talk about the Blazers and the Thunder. Game 3 is tonight, Friday, April 19th. Portland is up 2-0. A little fun fact, the Oklahoma City Thunder are 7-3 in their last 10 playoff games at home. So even before that fact, I think they're winning tonight. I think this is going 7. Nobody's winning a road game.
I think they'll win tonight, but I think the Blazers will win Game 4. So I think it will go 6. But
okay.
I would have loved to see them perform OKC, but I think they're just a step behind what's going on with Damian Lillard and McCollum and Enes Kanter right now. Enes Kanter with the offensive boards is just making me throw up because I wanted to see the Thunder get out of this, but the Blazers.
Now, how do you feel about Damian Lillard versus Russell Westbrook?
I think Russ is overreacting. When he went to the ground in the right corner, like there was no need for that, Russ. Just get up. You were tripping. Stop trying to put your hand out there and smack down Damian Lillard's. Lillard's going to win this series, but that road will probably end there with him. Unless he sees, who's he see next round? Denver?
Yeah,
or San Antonio? We don't even know about that one.
Even past Russ flopping around like that, like you said, is that these guys like to talk trash to each other. And
they do.
Because a comment on January 22nd, early this season, quote Russell Westbrook, I've been busting that ass for years now. For years. And now Dame in 4 games against the Thunder since then, 35 points per game, 6 assists per game, 5 rebounds per game, 2 steals per game. 46% from the field, 40% from three.
Message delivered.
Yeah, you heard that.
Message received. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think
he definitely heard that. See, that's why Russ got to just keep his mouth shut.
In game 2, Dame hit a real deep three in the third quarter at the beginning. It was logo Lillard time. And I feel like Russ was on him. I think he took one dribble. I feel like they were chirping at each other during that. And he just decided, I'm going to pull up just to disrespect this man. And he just pulled up.
Paul George is going to have to get them out of this series if they have any chance. I don't think it's going to come from Russ, to be honest with you. How do you feel about that?
Say it again.
I said I feel like Paul George is going to be the one and not Russ. How do you feel about that?
Come on, I've been echoing that the whole season.
Okay, all right. So long as we're on the same tip.
Yeah, I mean, we know you're all for Russell Westbrook now as one of your favorites.
I used to be on him, not anymore. Yeah, he got too much. He got way. Like, I like his emotion, but he got way too in his feelings with his stuff. So,
how do you feel about Paul George's shoulder? Do we know what really is wrong with it?
I think it's hindering him to a slight degree for sure.
What happened though? Did he have shoulder problems coming out of the regular season into the playoffs? I think so. That type of stuff lingers. It is more games. It ain't less games. So, you're asking more out of themselves. It's not a regular season game where you can take off a night. So, not that Paul George takes off nights, because I don't think he does, but I don't know.
A lot on him. See,
I feel like if it was a serious, maybe more serious athletic injury, I feel like they would talk about it. I haven't really seen any people that are covering the league, NBA, ESPN, whoever, talk about his shoulder injury that much. That's why I lack information on it, because I didn't do really a lot of research. I feel like that would be a storyline.
It should be. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if local OKC doesn't want to blow something like that up. But
maybe it's not an athletic injury.
I think he's injured.
Oh, no, he might be injured from something, just not sports. It didn't happen doing sports.
Oh, I think it did. Oh, you're wild.
That's not even what I'm implying. Because I know what you think. I think I know what you think I'm implying.
No, I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh, all right, now you don't know.
This ain't no Andrew Bynum type injury. You know what I'm saying? So, I think it was. But
maybe.
What else we got?
Well, maybe you could talk about the Beantown boys up there, since that's your region, that's your area.
Yeah, F them. How about that? I think. What did they? Neither team has either team put up 100 points yet? Jeez.
Neither.
Oh my Lord. I mean, what do you expect? I mean, Indiana plays arguably a top 3 defense in the league. I don't care what anybody says. They're airtight on you, but they can't keep up with the Celtics. I mean, both teams are playing trash offensively, but you can't keep up. You can't keep up with them.
Indiana gave up a 10-point lead to end the fourth quarter of Game 2, where it culminated with Bogdan Bogdanovic not knowing the last inbound play, bad communication. Miles Turner and Wesley Matthews on the bench were sitting they were sitting a couple seats in between Bogdanovic and themselves, because emotions were high. But other than that, this series hasn't been noteworthy to me, because it's just not a sexy brand of basketball. It's not an entertaining brand of basketball.
Game 2, Tatum played well. I'll give him that. But,
I bet he did.
And Kyrie dropped buckets. But this series, we'll talk more about the Celtics next series when they get there. They'll go against the Bucks, which is a lock for that series.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one. The next one. Oh, go ahead.
We got Bucks in Detroit. We'll just get right into that one. That's garbage.
Yeah, that one's garbage too.
That's garbage. It's a shame that Blake Griffin's out, because maybe he could have stolen a game, but that was it.
Stole a game for sure, just stealing one. Then, they scored 121 in Game 1, then 120 in Game 2. So, keeping the same energy and the same amount of points, clearly. The only bright spot from the Pistons is Luke Kennard. He's had over 18 in both games. He was my player to watch on last week's podcast. So might as well just give myself some credit if the series is unwatchable. You know?
It's tough to watch. That's a good call by you, but it is a tough to watch series.
Let's go with a kind of non-intriguing one as well, even though Game 1 was intriguing.
Toronto
The Magic
and Orlando Magic.
The Magic stole a game against the Toronto Raptors. So
I'm hyped about that.
Yeah, I don't think anything else. I
just like
else.
it. From a Sixers perspective, I like that it took an extra game, just like ours is going to. So they would both have the equal amount of rest. You know what I mean? So
Good point.
So I mean, I think that should be noted, especially with a team that's has some injuries. So it'll hopefully benefit because you don't want them really fresh coming out on us. So it's one extra game. Maybe they get another one. They're playing. Orlando's not playing bad basketball. They got busted in game 2. Busted.
Yeah, Kawhi almost had 40.
Yeah, and Kyle Lowry had blue eyes. If you saw that Game of Thrones meme, you know what's up with that. But
yeah, I didn't get that meme. Or I didn't see it.
That's why you got to start Thrones, boy.
Yeah.
Also, the NBA is smart. Have you realized they've been doing some Thrones stuff all over?
Probably some of it.
Besides even the game of what is it called? Game of Zones or whatever on
Love Game of Zones.
Report. Have you watched it?
Yeah, did you see the first episode of this season?
No, I've never watched it in general.
Oh, you got to watch the first episode of this season. It
is Sixers related?
Yeah, it's inside the Jimmy Butler Timberwolves practice. And then
that'd be mad funny.
It was great. I get it as a non-Game of Thrones fan, a non-throny. Last year was pretty good too. The rookie one, they have Markelle at the table. They trashed Markelle last year.
Oh, that would be hysterical.
But yeah, you got to start Game of Zones. It's easy. It's YouTube. Like it's not even close to as long as actual Game of Thrones.
What did you end up starting, by the way? Did you end up starting either show, like you said?
No, I just needed it on the back burner for when I finish Shameless. So then I got my next one.
Okay. Dude, Frank is the man, but he sucks at the same time. That's all I got to say about that show.
Yeah, I'm really hooked on Shameless. Haven't watched it in a couple of days because I've been busy, but I'm definitely going to get back on the tip sometime this weekend.
Yes, sir.
Let's get back to the playoffs. Rockets Jazz, another 2-0 series that isn't that interesting.
I thought it was going to be, though. That's the issue. And I think Jazz might get game 3, but that'll go 5 games, and that's it.
I'm with you on that. James Harden was doing the most with the step backs, of course. It's just not fair.
Who's your MVP?
It's Giannis, though.
Oh, my Lord.
Why?
I don't know how I feel about that. If Houston sweeps the Utah Jazz and then give them boys a run for their money next,
it's a regular season award.
Playoffs are in the back of their head. I don't know. That's the truth. Come on.
It's given out during the playoffs. So what if you can't do that? It's not up to this date. It's when it stops. They made it like that.
That's amazing. I'm still riding with Harden.
All right. I don't think he's going to get back-to-back MVPs.
For the brand, they'll do it. Dumbasses. But what I'll say is Capella is eating right now against apparently the defensive player of the year. What the hell is going on down there?
James Harden's just finding them, and he's making himself available along the baseline painted area. That's literally what their offense is.
That's all it needs to be right now.
Yeah. They just need some guys hitting shots. And in game 1, 7 guys did have double figures, so that's always good.
That's good, especially on a team that's James Harden focused. Doesn't happen often.
All right. I think that's enough of Utah and Houston. I think that series will probably be a sweep. Maybe 5.
I think they might get 1.
Jazz have a good home crowd.
They do. We know how that home crowd is. All right, I'm sorry. My bad.
Now, they'll be behind them. It's all good. Last series, Nuggets and Spurs. San Antonio is leading 2-1 as they won last night in San Antonio. Yeah, Denver lost their 14th straight game in San Antonio. And again, I'm going to give myself some credit. Player to watch, my pick for the Spurs, Derek White, had 36 last night.
Buckets.
I mean,
they're making a name for themselves. So the Spurs play who in the next round if they beat Denver?
So if the two would play a 3 or 6, so they play the Blazers.
Okay.
Or the Thunder.
Okay, well, probably the Blazers.
Yeah.
But, damn. Okay, I'm rooting for the Spurs. Who are you rooting for?
Rooting for the Nuggets.
No.
Yeah. Come on, dude. It's going to be the first Nuggets team that possibly does something in the playoffs since Melo was there. And Melo, a player I don't like. So I don't
care. I don't care about the Denver Nuggets enough.
I like Jamal Murray and Will Barton and Gary Harris. Yeah. I like their guards. They got a lot of I like their players.
Garbage. Barton has been garbage, bro.
Played well last night.
They got to put him to the bench.
He does come off the bench, I think.
Nope, I don't think so.
No, he definitely does. Hold on, I'll look. Let's see. You could talk while I'm looking.
I'm looking too because I'm all curious now too. But you can look.
You're right.
He starts.
Excuse me. He technically is their 3, even though he only got 20 minutes last night. So technically, he's only a starter by name.
What did he put up?
4 points. All right, never mind. He didn't play well last night at all.
Yeah, I'm about to say, where the hell you come out? I've been telling you, he's been playing trash, Just. He's been playing trash.
Well,
so Spurs got the secret juice. Popovich. Did you read that? Did you read that thing on ESPN about Pop? About the wine?
The wine?
And the food? Okay, so there's this article out there that Pop's known for knowing about food and wine. If basketball is his profession, but he loves that, okay? So it talks about how he's like built that around his culture and the team's culture and how always after like a loss, they'll be like, we're eating dinner together. We're not taking the flight home. We'll go take the flight home tomorrow morning. And he always did team dinners together. Like after Ray Allen hit that corner 3, like they all ate dinner together afterwards. Even though they still lost the series, I think it went an extra game, right? But like it was just talking about how like he always wanted to be together rather than like they all could have went home because that game sucked the life out of them, But he felt like that was important for building this culture and shit. And then it talks about how he was courting Argentinian basketball officials in San Antonio one time, bringing to all these good restaurants, did photo ops and all this stuff. A couple of years later, they got this tip about this kid named Manu Ginobili, and that's how they finessed that from courting these dudes just because like he's like a food and wine connoisseur. But it was cool. It's a cool article. You got to read it. But I do.
Courtesy
I'm trying to get
of who?
behind this. I don't know who wrote it for ESPN. I can't think right now.
All I need to know is the publication. That's fine.
Yeah. It's forever long. It's really long, but
That's
it's
great.
Awesome. But I think I'm buying back into the Pop love. So,
well, winningest coached in NBA history. I feel like that was swept under the rug pretty quick.
Yeah, he got that in the game 1, right?
Yeah, 1,413 NBA wins.
And it's important to note as well that obviously a lot of people know this, but Brett Brown was an assistant coach, and he has tried to adopt some of Pop's things. You know what I'm saying? Like he does, like Brett Brown does a lot of meal-related stuff, and those presentations by each player, trying to build up that culture,
Yeah.
So I think it's good. Try to adopt some of that because Pop's obviously one of the best coaches ever.
Game 1 was a shocker for Denver fans, and then Game 2, they were down big. Jamal Murray had 19 points in the fourth quarter to tie the series. At one point, he hit a transition 3, like where you weren't supposed to take that transition 3 in that type of game, but he just drained it because he didn't care.
He was on one.
He was on one for real. This is going to be an entertaining series. Game 4 is on Saturday. Like, I think this is the third best series right now.
Who do you think is the best one?
Come on.
The Blazers and OKC?
Yeah. I guess for entertainment value. Yeah.
That's supposed to be, even though it's 2-0.
Yeah. I mean, no, it's still going to be the best series because they're coming back.
And the Sixers obviously are entertaining to watch.
Of course. Sixers are game too. We have multiple storylines. We have people elbowing people. We have people talking shit. We have people saying we don't like that you elbowed our players. There is some emotion and personal traits that we as people can relate to in the game right now.
I love it. I love it.
That's one of my favorite parts. Oh, I think that's good. There's a lot of recapping. Long couple days. Sixers are up. Yeah, we're feeling good.
One question for you before we go. Okay. What team has proved themselves to be a force to be reckoned with that you initially did not think so walking into the playoffs?
I am going to go with the Blazers, even though I still think they're coming back. But like the Thunder are coming back, but I think the Blazers, it's different this time.
Okay.
I think it's a bit different this time because they actually snapped their 10-game losing streak in the playoffs and got the bad taste out of getting swept last year, going up 2-0 very quickly, even though at home, like Damian Lillard said, the series doesn't start until you went on the road. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Blazers. Now, same question to yourself.
Ooh. I think I'm going to say the Spurs are going to topple Denver, but I don't say they're quite going to be a force to be reckoned with. So I think right now it has to be the boys down in Philadelphia, showing that if they hit on all cylinders, they could be that team.
All right.
How about that?
I feel like I should have took that answer, but I can't take it back.
Real quick, shout out to Joyce. Joyce bought tickets for them, for John and himself to go in Brooklyn, Game 3. That was lit. Jet was excited about it. Shout out to Joyce for that. Good shit. Happy birthday, Jet.
Yeah, happy birthday, Jet. Glad they got you a win.
Yeah, good shit. Hey. And everybody, happy Easter as well. Everybody have a good Easter.
That's all you got for the people, Don?
That's all I got for the people.
All right, well, guys, you know what it is. It's plug time. At @pass_podcast on Twitter. At the Outlet Pass Podcast on Instagram. _JD Virgilio on Twitter. My man Dante Pierantozzi on Instagram. Just Dante Pierantozzi. Follow on SoundCloud, the Outlet Pass Podcast. Like, share, repost. Apple Podcast, subscribe, rate, review, rate 5 stars. Spotify, like, share. YouTube, subscribe, like, comment. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And just listen, show us some love. If you think it stinks, tell us too. I mean, we just want some feedback, you know? Well, this has been the Outlet Pass Podcast. The ball being our opinions. And we're passing it out to you.
Passing it out to you, baby. Let's get it.
Peace.